This $125 Toro runs rough, and normally I tear apart the carb, but I'm testing out a shortcut. Can Seafoam actually save it, or will the dirty carburetor win? Let's find out. Hey guys and gals, welcome to Garage Gear. I'm JB. Just so we're clear here, this video is not sponsored. I purchased this Seafoam with my own money, so you know you're getting an honest test here. Let's get a baseline test here. Let's fire it up. Yep. There we go. You hear that? A lot up and down, a lot of surging. She wants to run, but she ain't running right. Push it a little bit. That doesn't change it too much. All right, let's fix that. Back in the garage we go. Going up. Now I have no idea how old the gas is inside this tank, so let's do it a huge favor and get it out. Got my trusty brownie pan. I'm gonna get in here and unhook this fuel line and just drain it out. She wants to play rough, huh? Like tug of war here. Come on. Oh, she's dripping. Almost. Ugh, got it. Whoa, that's milky. That is some milky looking gas. That, I bet you, is part of the problem. She's getting pretty full. I think she's trickling down now. Just in case, I'm gonna do the Houdini here. In case she wants to trickle out any more, I'm gonna put you right down. Good. To form a funnel in there. That sucker is handy. I don't know if you can tell on camera too well, but that is pretty cloudy. Watch what happens when I do this. Look at that. You see how cloudy that gets? That's some old gas. From here, I'm just gonna reconnect the fuel line. On she goes, and slide our clamp back. Now, just for giggles here, I wanna fill this thing back up with some fresh ethanol-free fuel and help give this video some fuel with the YouTube algorithm. Would you mind hitting that like button? Thank you very much. Inside the gas tank is actually pretty clean. Now, in order to fill the gas tanks on this specific engine the correct way, you're supposed to fill it to the bottom edge of this pipe, which is about where my fingertip is as I reach down. That'll get you a full tank, so let's fill it up. There we go. She's full. Good. All right, now, just for giggles, let's see how this thing runs with just some ethanol-free fuel in it. All right, will it still sputter? Let's see what she does now. She started up better. Still surging. Okay. So it's not running quite right. Let's give it the Seafoam. All right, back in. Now here we have some Seafoam, and it says right here it helps reduce hesitations and rough idle. It cleans carb jets, stabilizes fuels, cleans up deposits. Apparently this is the one motor treatment that does it all. Now on the back it says for regular fuel system maintenance, add 1 ounce per gallon. When greater cleaning concentration is needed, use 2 or more ounces per gallon. So Seafoam recommends treating a gallon of gas with 2 ounces of Seafoam. That gas tank is a 1/4 gallon. So I'm gonna pour 2 ounces in, but that means it's gonna be a little strong for that 1/4 gallon tank. I got my crummy measuring cup here. Look, you can barely see it, but it says 2 ounces. Let's open this guy up. Pop the top. That made a cool sound. And 2 ounces going in. Smells like rubbing alcohol. And that's 2 ounces. That should do the trick. In she goes. And cap her back up. Now, from what I've read about Seafoam, you want to let the engine run for about 5 to 10 minutes to really work that Seafoam into the carburetor. So let's give it a pull. Started right up. Still surging. Hasn't really changed much initially. Let's see what happens here. I'll tell you what, if there's a carburetor to test this on, it's one of these, because these are so sensitive on these little Briggs and Scrap 'em engines. We're gonna let it keep running here. that's been 5 minutes and not much has changed. Still doing the surging. I don't know. We're gonna give it a few more minutes, see what happens. I don't know, will we need a carburetor cleaning? It's kind of sounding like it. We're at about 7.5 minutes right now, and it's pumping out just a little bit of smoke every once in a while. Nothing too crazy, no big clouds, just still surging. All right, that's been 10 minutes now, and still doing it. Hasn't changed. I'm not seeing any major differences. I'm not seeing any big clouds of smoke yet. Nothing. Let's shut her down. All right, that's enough of that surging. Now that mower just ran for 10 minutes and it ran poorly. Now from what I read about Seafoam, it said to now let the engine just sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. We'll let it sit for the next 10 minutes and we'll go fire it up again.
10 minutes later.
Okay, 10 minutes is now up, and from what I read about Seafoam is they said to run it for about another 10 minutes or put it through some use to really work that Seafoam back into the carburetor again, and it should start better. Let's see what she does. She is starting up really well. A lot better than before, but what do we got? Still surging. We'll let it run for a few more minutes, see if this fixes it. That's it. It's been 10 minutes. I'm done. Nothing's changed. Well, Seafoam didn't fix it. Okay, so let's recap this whole Seafoam ordeal. We started out by running the mower to get an initial baseline of how it surged. Then we brought the mower back in, drained the fuel out, and then reattached the fuel line and poured fresh ethanol-free fuel back in. Then from there went and tested it again and it still surged, brought it back in, then added 2 fluid ounces of Seafoam to the tank, which was kind of a strong dose for that quarter tank because you're only supposed to mix 2 fluid ounces per gallon. Then ran it outside for 10 minutes, still surged, let it sit for 10 minutes, brought it back out, and it still surged the same way it did initially. Now, if Seafoam was going to help, we would have seen some kind of improvement. And we did get better starts out of this mower. I'll give it that point. But what grinds my gears here is that the Seafoam didn't do its job stopping the surging. What really grinds my gears here is I could have cleaned the carburetor by now and been totally done with this. Now I know that there's a ton of fans out there that swear by this stuff, but I've used it in the past, didn't work for me back then, used it again according to the label directions, and then some, and it didn't work for me now. Now, if you have experience using Seafoam to clean a carburetor, let me know how it went down below in the comments. Good or bad, I wanna know. Now, your situation may vary. I've seen others use it, and it worked great. But here is a perfect example of when it doesn't. I'm not going to say that this is the worst product ever, because that's not true. We got better startups out of this. Just know it may work for you, it may not. With Seafoam, you're taking a shortcut. Shortcuts don't always work. So what's the next step? Well, I'm not wasting any more time with treatments. Well, it worked for me. Well, the way this mower behaved identically the entire time is the giveaway. That surging that we heard the entire time is being caused by a partially clogged main jet or pilot jet, or possibly restricted fuel flow somewhere inside the carburetor. It's getting fuel, starving, recovering, and repeating. And Seafoam can help clear light varnish, but it won't clear hardened deposits or jet blockages. So it sounds like the next step in making my mower not suck, which is the name of this playlist, by the way, is cleaning the carburetor. Looks like the carburetor won this round, but I still got plenty more to do on this gal. To check out how this mower looked when I first picked it up, be sure to check out that video down below in the description. If you want to be part of the tribe, subscribe, and for more cool garage gear content, click or tap the screen right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the garage.